Good morning, trading world. It is March 7th, 2024, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. The title of today's outlook, just waiting for the next setup. Now, while I was focused on rolling a couple short positions down, I missed getting long this go round. There will be another chance, but right now we appear closer to another setup short first. Excuse me. I love the beginning of volatile market cycles because two-sided trades are abundant. I caught the short side for good money, and even though I missed the long side, it would have paid well too. Even though it seems trades are running long distances, we are really just consolidating on a higher time frame. Yesterday I talked about the 4-hour swing and waiting on the most important clue of either breaking the 50-60 with a new swing low or all the upswings building up to a new swing high above 51.57 3/4 on the 4-hour. The 4-hour has turned up and is on an upswing. However, we don't have to tackle the new swing high or swing low in one swing. We could take a couple of smaller swings to get to either goal. And that is pretty much what I am projecting. Consolidating today into another swing low before pushing up to decide if we break a new swing high or reject at the old one. So be prepared for this big decision area. This could all coincide with the jobless claims that happen at 8:30 a.m. and Fed speak that happens at 10 a.m. Really key for that 10 a.m. hour because that settles in right when a few things happen. We get the close of the European market somewhere around there, right? Well, not too long after that. And usually we get that kind of reversal around that time. So really key time to get Fed speak today. Now, today I see us spending a lot of time in no man's land again. Matter of fact, let me bring up the zones and levels for today. All right, now that I have today's levels up, I see us spending a lot of time in no man's land again. Excuse me. And as you notice, we're kind of approaching that no man's land right here now. Yesterday we pushed up the majority of the day. Today, after some early consolidation, we could spend the majority of the day pushing down. Intraday jack support is at 51.15. Intraday queen support is at 51.03, and king support is 50.94. On the other side of that, we have our resistance levels. Our jack resistance is at 51.46. Queen resistance is at 51.53. And king resistance is at 51.65. And today we may spend more time below the 51.34. We may push up here into the upper part of no man's land, but spend the majority of the day below it. We are working on a break back to the upper part of the current range. but there may not be enough momentum to get it done today. So that the battle area or no man's land to cross is going to be that 51.22 here, 51.22 all the way up to 51.46. So we could spend a lot of time in that 51.22 to 51.46, and in this no man's land, the more time we spend below that 51.34, the more it speaks to a bearish retracement back down here, back down in here. The more time we spend above 51.34, the more likely we get pushed back into the upper part of the range. Now, it doesn't all have to take place today. We could get a run up, gather, and reject today, only to gather more momentum from a pullback and with a running start breakthrough tomorrow. The most likely scenario today is a range day, and what that will look like today, based on reports. We got jobless claims coming out at 8:30, so that could kind of give us another shot up early, giving us that shot up, and we get a lot of consolidation here, the beginning parts of the day, and that's likely seeing that push up into that no man's land and just kind of chop for a good portion of the day. But like I said, something to really be aware of today and look out for. We have Fed speak at 10 o'clock. So around that 10 o'clock hour, we could get a nice sharp drop that kind of get the ball rolling on that retracement. And so we would get another pushback, especially into that lunchtime hour where we try to push back up, but it just doesn't happen. We continue that push lower. It may be another push up, but it just doesn't go well today, and we end up closing much lower today. So that's pretty much how I see the range day unfolding today. Now, again, we want to be prepared, because when these reports, when we have these data drops, things could go either way. So it is likely that it could go the complete opposite on the range day. And instead of the push up on the jobless claims, we could get a push down. That push down gets us into more consolidation, and around 10 with the Fed speak, we could get another push back up and kind of flatline through the lunch hour and then lose it again. And trying to push up and still just not quite get it going today. So that range day could be either way. So that's what we're looking at for the range day. The next scenario is a rounded reversal day. And in case you're not familiar with the rounded reversal, it's basically we start off with a decent gap up that doesn't look back, basically. We could get that pop up and a little stutter here, but it just continues to push up into the day until we get to that lunchtime hour and kind of get that sideways motion, and then it just comes undone. We get that reversal. And the reason I call it a rounded reversal is because you get basically a rounded off day where we're going up the beginning of the day, flat during the lunch, and basically down. So that's the premise of a rounded reversal day. And then the least likely thing to happen today is going to be a trend day. And being that we're up, most likely it would be a trend day up because of the gap potential this morning. And that gap potential, usually with a trend day, once we open, we usually try to make up the gap or close, or give a half-hearted try to close the gap, but we never quite make it back to close that gap, and we get a reversal and we push up on that reversal before closing the gap, and we get pretty much a strong run up all of the morning. We get to our lunchtime chop, flatten out. Excuse me. Around that 2 o'clock hour, we get the head fake back down, and usually we resume the trend from the morning at some point in time during the day. That's usually how the trend day works out. So again, that's the least likely thing to look for today. But again, the most likely thing that I see today is going to be a range day. And even more important is the setup that I'm looking for tomorrow. If we have a range day today, and the second part of the day after lunch, we spend a lot of time falling or fading at the end of the day or second half of the day, it may be a sign for even a stronger push to break through the no man's land tomorrow. So those are the things and situations that I'm keeping my eye on. Again, be very careful. At 8:30 a.m. the jobless claims, and then at 10 a.m. The Fed speak, which could kind of put a turbo on any movement we see around that usual reversal hour. That 10 to 11 a.m. hour is usually that area that we get a reversal in. So we could see some added momentum because of the Fed speak today. As always, Your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital you already have. You do this by knowing and understanding the risks you face in each position and in current market conditions. We manage that risk in accordance with our account size. I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go make it a great one.